Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you out to the shed of many names on this overcast late afternoon where we're going to do a little cooking, y'all. Now, I have been blessed at the grocery store and I found a whole lot of bags of zucchini, very young zucchini. One had a little bit of yellow squash in it, which is fine. It's going in the recipe too. We're going to be making up a batch of zucchini fritters. No, not sweet. These are good. I love these. I have cooked them since I've been able to garden because, you know, you gotta love zucchini. I can't help it. I do. This year I didn't get to grow any, but hey, on clearance, I got them. So, we're going to have fun. And then today, I bust out laughing. Had to go grocery shopping for family. Found some more on clearance. So, yeah, we're going to use that too. Alright, first off, let's turn the camera down. Now, I'm going to shred all this up. And we're going to see how many batches I get to make. Good. You're looking for 4 cups of shredded zucchini. I think one more zucchini, and that one will be 1 batch. So yeah, gonna have probably 3 or 4 batches to mix up, but that's okay. In the description box, I'll have the original recipe or single batch recipe. Now, good thing about these, you can multiply the numbers in the batches. Like if it calls for, like this, 4 cups of zucchini, and you've got way more than that to use, just keep up with the how many times you fill 4 cups up. Simple and easy, y'all. Cooking is easy. No matter what it is, it's easy as long as you don't make it complicated and don't stress out about it. But this is wonderful, of course, you know, in summer at the height of zucchini time, and you got more zucchini coming in than you can handle. This uses up a lot of zucchini really fast. Now, like I said, they were on clearance. They look a little rough. You know what? Nothing wrong with that. They're still usable, y'all. Let's turn this camera down. I absolutely love zucchini fritters. Absolutely love them. So does everybody else around here. Now, of course, when you take your ends off, save them for the compost pile. Go over your zucchini, any bad spots, trim them off, y'all. Just trim that little spot off. Make sure that it stops with the skin. If it goes a little deeper, cut a little deeper. Don't waste that zucchini because it looks rough. But let me tell you, you can still eat it. Nothing's wrong with it, y'all. Ain't no need in wasting good food. Alright, see that one? See there's a little bit of bruise space there? Take that knife tip, cut it out. That's why there's knife tips. Now, what we're going to do, yes, you can use a food processor. I just don't want to wrangle one all in here, so guess what? Box grater, y'all, works just as good. Sometimes even better. Also, less mess and less parts to clean up. Now, going back, as you can tell, most of y'all will know where they came from due to this little bag. Save these bags, because later on this winter, you can save these bags and make homemade soot feeders for your birds. Put your soot in there, tie it up. Of course, you know, it's going to fill it out. Little birds love these. And they'll be thankful for you because, yeah, little birds are herding as well. Alright, here we go. Now, if you've never used a box grater, be careful. They will, like anything else, try to eat your fingers. And sometimes, what you're grating has a mind of its own. And yes, they were washed. So don't ask me that one. Especially coming from a grocery store, you better believe I'm going to wash it. Just once you start getting to where it gets smaller, take your time. Don't try to rush this. A little bit bigger pieces, chunk it in there. Because these zucchini fritters are fried. Okay. That's my first 4 cups of shredded zucchini. Yes, the first batch is cheater, but I don't care, it was on clearance. Put it in a colander. Because if you notice, there's moisture dripping out of it. We're going to fix that because we need to get as much moisture as possible out of it. And you notice I have more zucchini on the cutting board into the measuring cup. And this works for yellow squash as well. Hence why I'm cutting up the little yellow squash and adding to it. Yes, you can mix the recipe half and half if you want. Alright, it calls for 4 cups of shredded zucchini. You can use 2 cups of zucchini, 2 cups of yellow squash, or 4 cups of yellow squash. It's up to you and what you like. Just peel those, or actually cut those pieces, bruised like pieces off. Man, I tell you, these dogs been wild the last couple of days. You ever had a neighbor that, well, it's not my neighbor, but it's family neighbors, that had that one little dog that instigated everything? Yeah, I can't tell if it's a little Jack Russell or a Rat Terrier. Now, don't get all wild. I love both of those little breeds. But this little dog is special. It can rile all the other dogs up. And it uses it to its full advantage. And I can't help it using a box grater. I enjoy it. I find it peaceful. Whoop, get back little zucchini. And you want to make sure that you get, when you finish, get everything out of that box grater. Because you don't want to waste anything. Because at the rate prices for vegetables are, any vegetable on clearance, as long as it's in good shape, is a blessing. Well, I'm going to bring y'all back. We're going to talk a little bit more about the fritters. And as soon as I get to grating the rest of this up, I'll see you back here. See you after a while. Okay, I am finally done shredding zucchini. And yeah, it made way more than I thought it was going to. So, at the 5 times the recipe mark, I said enough. So this is what was left. So I'm going to put this in this baggie, and there's another video coming, y'all. It's going to be some zucchini Greek yogurt bread. Ooh, yeah. So I don't want to waste any of this. Now, yes, I would have dehydrated a bunch of that zucchini, but it was past its prime for dehydrating. It was not squishy soft, but it wasn't firm. So that's perfect for making fritters and bread. So I've got plenty of zucchini here to make several loaves of bread. But bread we're not talking about right now. We're talking about fritters. Alright, now, next step. You notice I have it in a colander. I'm fixing to put it in this bowl and add some salt to it and then put it back into the colander. Give me a minute so I can get ready. Yes, this is a multi-step recipe, which nothing's wrong with that. You can see that some of the liquid has come out already. You're just going to discard that. Into the compost pile bucket. And I've done it without any trouble. And I see I'm going to have to do this in layers, but that's okay. One good thing about having all this zucchini, I don't have to make my fritters small. They can be a little bit bigger. Alright. I know what I'm going to do to make it easier on me. I'll put a bunch of this in this measuring cup. And like I said, you don't have to make the amounts that I do. We love zucchini fritters, and these will stay fine in your fridge for at least a week after they're cooked. And believe me, I will walk around snacking on several zucchini fritters and not think twice about it. Now, if you're doing the single batch recipe, sorry, I saw a piece that needs to be broke up just a little bit. Like I said, you want your zucchini shredded. Single batch recipe, you're going to add about a teaspoon of the salt to your zucchini. Because the next step is we're going to salt it, stir it really good, put it back into the colander. With this amount, I'm going to do about a tablespoon of salt. Don't worry, a lot of your salt comes out with the liquid. And that's what you're trying to do, is pull the liquid out of your zucchini. The more liquid you can get out of your zucchini, the better. All right. Oh, it smells so good. And I can see the liquid coming out already, so I'm going to have to hurry. And after it's set for a while, your zucchini's going to shrink down. And that's another tablespoon of salt. And that's for this big batch that I'm making. I'm going to be frying fritters for a while. But you know what? I'm fine with that. As I'm telling you, zucchini fritters are addictive. And as you notice, it shrinks down quite a bit already after stirring. I'm going to have to get me a bigger mixing bowl for the fritters. Like I said, that's okay as well. Whoa, and as you notice, that water starts coming out fast. Get some more paper towels. I knew it was going to make a mess, but not that fast. Alright, you see how fast it's pulling out the liquid. Now I'm going to put a plate on top. And I'm going to put a weight on it. So it'll pull more. Look how much liquid's coming out already. And that's a good thing. You want that liquid out of there. Because if you don't get all of it out of there, you're going to have mushy fritters. And that's not good at all. Now, you're going to want to check on your bowl every so often. And you're going to want to let it continue to drain. You can see how it's draining. You want to keep letting it drain for about 20-25 minutes. And I'm going to get everything else ready and I'll bring you right back. Okay, the zucchini has drained for about 23 minutes. I was going to do 20, but 20 to 25 is fine. Now here comes the fun part, y'all. Now through this whole video, when we put this together, just visualize that I am doing a single batch recipe. Now, you will take your zucchini that has drained, and you want to squeeze out as much of the juice as possible. The less juice in there, the better. It'll make for a crispier fritter. And you're going to see just how much it shrinks down. like I said, you can use all just zucchini, or you can do a mixture of zucchini and yellow squash, or just yellow squash. Dry my finger off, and I will bring you back once this is all squeezed. Okay, now this is the second draining of liquid out of the zucchini bowl. I had to drain it so it could drain some more. Now, don't forget, if you wanted to, you can reserve this liquid, put it in a baggie, freeze it to add to your soup. Just remember, it's salted, but it tastes so good. I'm going to put this in a baggie. I'll bring you back. Okay, liquid's out. We're going to put the zucchini back in. And as you can tell, that doesn't look like 20 cups of zucchini. See? Remember, it was mounded over the bowl. You want to break it up as best you can. Now here comes the visualization part. Alright, I'm going to be talking as if it's a single batch. This would be 1/3 of a cup of finely minced onions. Oh, they smell so good. These were some strong, strong onions. Oh, they smell so good. Now, if you don't want to use onions, you don't have to. It just gives it such an amazing flavor. And, or, if you don't want your onions that small, you can make them, you know, bigger dice. In this bowl, I have 2 eggs, if it was a single batch. And I use large or extra large eggs. If you only have itty bitty eggs, you would use 2 itty bitty eggs to equal 1 large egg. 3 for an extra large. Because eggs are important, it's a binder. You want to make sure that they're scrambled really good. And into the bowl they go. Okay, now, pepper to taste. Could be a couple of shakes. It depends on what you or your family enjoy. We kind of like our pepper. Now, I'm not adding any salt because it was salted really heavy to strain it. And I tasted it. I tasted the zucchini before I started squeezing it. It had a good salty taste, so I'm going to leave it as is. Now, for a single batch, parsley. I love parsley because it helps with digestion. So single batch, I would use a tablespoon. Now, oregano. Love oregano. I put it in a lot just about everything I possibly can get away with putting it in. It's also medicinal as well. It helps with the immune system, with digestion, and so many other things. Now, in a single batch, you would put a teaspoon. And while we know I'm not doing a single batch, I'm going to do a good, healthy tablespoon and a half for my size batch. For your size batch, definitely put a good, healthy teaspoon. Oh, I do have the garlic in here. Woohoo! I thought I forgot it. Okay. Dust storm. Now, garlic to taste. Could be a teaspoon or a tablespoon. Remember, I'm doing way more in a single batch, and we like our garlic. Excuse me. Just a little bit more. We like our garlic so well, if a vampire licked us, it would die immediately. You want to make sure all of this gets incorporated very well. And of course, I will have the original single batch recipe in the description box below. I have been making these zucchini fritters for so long. Oh my gracious. Probably about 40, 45 years, something like that. Yes, I started cooking very early. Okay, here comes the fun part. Now, if you was doing a single batch, it would be 2/3 of a cup of flour. All-purpose flour. If you're gluten-free or have celiac, I found that oat flour is really good, and it actually gives you a little extra nutritional protein, and it's light in flavor. Come on. I'll just forget it. Come on. You want to make sure it's all incorporated very well. You don't want the mixture to be really dry, but you don't want it to be too wet, because if it's too wet, it's not going to fry right. And you want to make sure that all your flour that you're using gets incorporated. And make sure you scrape the bottom of the bowl, because the flour likes to travel down. And you'll get towards the bottom of the batter, and there's a big old clump of flour down there. You don't need any baking powder, no baking soda. Let me tell you, all these are amazing. And you see the consistency? Not very wet at all. That's what you want. You want it to look like this. See how kind of dry it is, but not too dry. Oh, I wish y'all could smell this. It smells so good. This is another reason why I always look for clearance vegetables and clearance period. Because it's little treats like this. Not only am I going to get to make zucchini fritters, but I'm going to get to make some zucchini bread with a twist. I'll be doing that tomorrow. It's getting too late to do it tonight. And I put my baggie of shredded zucchini in the fridge. It'll be fine. Alright. That's mixed up. I'm going to let it sit for a while. Get all incorporated. Let the flavors mingle. And I'm fixing to go over here. Get the cast iron skillet going with some oil in it. And I have a cookie sheet lined with paper towels. If you're making a single batch recipe, you want a plate or a smaller cookie sheet or a small serving tray, whatever you want to use. It's up to you. But you're going to want to use paper towels so some of the oil will drain off. And I'll bring you right back. Okay, you want your skillet warm and your oil hot. I'm doing it on about a medium flame. And don't forget, now there is still some water in this, so they're liable to spit. You want to spread them out just a little bit, not a whole lot. You don't want them too thin. Because they'll spread a little bit as they cook too. The perfect consistency. If they're too thin, they'll be hard to flip over. You don't want a whole lot of oil in your pan, just enough for them to fry. Alrighty, I'll bring you back as soon as it's time to flip them. Okay, it's time to flip them. You can see them starting to get a beautiful golden edge. That's when you know it's getting about time to flip them. Oh, that's pretty. You want them to be a good, beautiful golden brown. You want to get them golden brown on both sides. And you want to cook them on a lower flame. That way they don't brown before they're completely cooked. Because you don't want a gooey center. You want them completely cooked. And if you cook them on a light medium, they'll get golden brown and also have the time to finish cooking. And that golden brown helps them have a nice little crisp crust. And as you can tell, I'm going to be frying them for a while. But that's perfectly fine. We love leftovers. And also, you can bag them and freeze them as well. Now, of course, they won't have the crispy crunch as fresh cooked, but they are still good. And I will bring you back later on once I get done cooking. It's going to be a while. See you back here in a little bit. Alright, welcome back. I am finally finished. There ended up being 31 zucchini fritters made. 3 were sacrificed because, yeah, we got hungry. But simple, easy, homemade, y'all. You know exactly what goes into it. One thing is, watch your skillet. Don't let your oil get too low, and don't let your skillet get too hot. Keep it on a lower medium setting and let them slowly cook. That way they get cooked all the way through. Now, of course, I can't help myself. Get some of these. Get one from the ones that were first cooked. Oh, moist, delicious. Oh my gracious. I'm telling you, these things are addictive. You have to watch out. Make sure you make plenty. Now, you don't have to make them as big as I did, because I was trying to use up batter and not have to cook so many. You can make them smaller and make the single batch stretch out further. But I'm telling you, you're going to want to make at least a double batch, because these are absolutely delicious, y'all. Simple, easy, homemade. And I hope this encourages you to also make zucchini fritters. I've been making these for many years and absolutely love them. And of course, the recipe for the single batch will be in the description box below the video. Every one of my videos, y'all, read the description box below. All information that you need to know is in the description box below. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video and you make you a batch here soon. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound. Above all else, stay positive. We got this. We're in this together. Continue to stock those pantries, y'all, with all the nutritious food that will sustain you that you can. Everyone, take care. I look forward to seeing you, and may you each be blessed. Y'all take care.